My name is Joudeh. I've lived in different places in Palestine. I studied psychology. The bachelor's was at Tel Aviv University, an Israeli university. The master's was in Birzeit, a Palestinian university. And I've trained and worked in many different places, some of which were Israeli, some of which were international, some of which were Palestinian. I don't know, many people are afraid, many people who have never thought about leaving the country, now they're thinking about leaving. There's even, especially for Palestinians who are living in Israel and working with Israelis all the time, now it's very different. Palestinians living in the West Bank who used to go to Israel to work, it's very different now. So there's no horizon, there's no future. There's no horizon in a political sense where, for me at least, or others know that there's a country where we have the ability to live normal lives. And we also know that there's no horizon because once we try to work on our own, we can't reach far because someone is going to come in any way and stop us. We don't have the ledger of having a normal life like other people around the world do once they have their own country. So there's no horizon in a way. Movement is stuck, jobs are stuck, everything. You can't imagine, but like really everything is stuck right now. I feel that there's I don't know how I feel because like the recent events are very surprising. People on both sides don't have the power to stop what's happening. Maybe the Israelis do, but they don't have the the conscious. They don't see themselves as part of the Middle East. They don't see themselves as Middle Easterns. They don't see themselves living with the people around them. Israelis are living in a very small bubble in the Middle East with borders all around. They can't move. They can't be in contact with people around them. They come to this small area. This is where they stay. So they don't see themselves as being part of this region. And once they are able to see that they are part of this region, once they try to connect to the people around them, once they try to be not under the control of their government, then maybe a peace would like start in this area. And I think for Palestinians, they don't have the same life experience. It doesn't matter the citizenship you have. You might have some privileges over other Palestinians, but your life experience is not the same. Especially, it's not the same as Israelis, the same age as you are, or living maybe a couple of 100 meters close to you. The possibilities for Palestinians to advance in their career, in their life, is always limited. The situation here is unexpected. There are wars all the time. There are people arrested all the time. There are things that, like, even when people try to do the smallest things, uh, like when they're trying to be independent, when they're trying to build something, to be independent, to be self-sufficient, even without anything that has to do with violence, then people are arrested. So, for example, one of my friends, he was telling me about today about an idea that they were doing in a camp in Bethlehem that they made. Like, it's not a university, but like people wanted to, they had this small space and they wanted to teach people who couldn't go to universities. So many teachers from around Bethlehem, they used to go there to give free lectures, free lessons, and all of the people were arrested just for trying to teach others, just any simple thing. So the most basic things like water is not allowed for Palestinians to have, like, to be independent with water, to be independent with electricity, to be independent with food. Some people still have some few lands, so they produce food, but also if the land is not beside your house, if there's a settlement nearby, then going there is dangerous if you can go there at all. So even before the recent events are happening, I don't want to refer to it as a war because it's not really a war, but uh, even before, like, nothing changed for Palestinians now, apart from that things are more clear now. People are hoping for a change all the time. Maybe I hope that things that are happening now would bring a change to the situation. It's not going to go back as it used to be before, especially for Palestinians and Israelis to be living their lives in contact or close to each other. Maybe it will take several years or some time, but yeah, this place needs a big change. You're always afraid of settlers, but now there are more settlers. It's not that their mentality changed; it's the same mentality as before, but now, because of what's happening, they have, in a way, the okay to go do what they want. It's important to wake up to reality, to not to be manipulated, for our spirits to be free from all the propaganda or all the people who are trying to control our feelings, to manipulate us to do or to believe the things that are not true. It's not something like the Palestinians develop, but every person in the world needs a meaning to keep going, to have a meaning to their lives. And people in Gaza uh, also are they're like holding very tight to the idea of the meaning, that this is not for nothing, that it's for the best, it's for the others, it's for the life to continue, it's for the freedom of the Palestinians. And this meaning that the Palestinians have of the idea of, like, this future is the thing that is giving them the power to go on, to keep moving, even though it's very difficult. Yet the situation now is destroying all the hope because people are feeling helpless. They don't feel that they have the power over deciding or taking in control the their lives. They don't have control over their lives, their future, and so on. So yeah, of course, they would feel helpless. They would feel depressed. I don't think that these feelings would go on. It will take some time, but it will change. But yeah, people have a meaning for life, for the Palestinian case, and this is what will keep them to move on in the future.